All right, a little dark EDM, as they call it. I look like a Muppet. All right. Shut it. There we go. Oh my God, have I walked? I've done 3 walks today. 1 with the dog, and then 2 and from my voiceover session. And holy crap, it's like 30 degrees out there. I'm exhausted. I'm done. I do very little, but what I do exhausts me. That's what I say. DJ Hewlett in the house. How are you, Randy the Magic Man? I was listening to a podcast on escape rooms on my way. Thinking of you. Mandy2462, thank you very much. 5 months. Wow. Happy 5 months. Thank you. Hugs and kisses from Liverpool. Liverpool? No, that's Irish, isn't it? How do you find Canada? Tone lifted. I don't know how to do that. I've never been good at accents. Jack Jastra. How are you, my friend? Jack still arting it up, still doing some great art. Have you been playing with it? I'm curious. So, Jack, have you done any AI stuff? Have you played with the AI stuff at all? Have you integrated that at all? I've heard that if we don't all integrate AI into whatever we do, we'll be obsolete humans. I forgot I have my fake glasses on. So I've got not my fake ones, but these are my old glasses. My new ones. My new ones I've grown out of. I've grown out of these ones too. Everything's blurry, but then I got new glasses, and now I'm just so cheap. I like the lenses I have. I got those red lenses, and they're supposed to be indestructible, so I'm trying to break them. But I haven't yet, so I figure I should just keep using them. Glasses. I gotta look up. That's something I might look up for my email of awesomeness. Is just what a racket this whole eyeglasses thing is, because it is freaking insane what we pay for glasses out here in the old Canada. I keep trying to figure out. I spend too much time on it, but I'll try to figure out how to like do 3D printed glasses, because I thought, I'll just do the little, I'll save myself, $500 or something, because I don't care what they look like, but my wife does. She has to look at them. I just have to look through them. Of course, the lenses are expensive, so I would love a breakthrough on that, because like hearing aids, I feel like it is a monopoly that's just crushing people. Anyways, how we doing? The chat's had to pause due to the amount of scrolling. Wow. Firebomb! Glad to see you streaming. Big fan. Big cheers. Hope you're well. Thank you very much, Firebomb80. That's very, very kind of you, and welcome. Welcome to the madness that is the Tech Bandits. Did we find out if Jack Jasper was using any? Yeah, I use ChatGPT for some ideas sometimes, but not AI art itself. Really? I'm surprised. I guess it's good for, I guess the research is good. What is it? 200 pounds for 20 pounds of plastic, then lenses. Yeah, Nano. That's so true. Nano, I'm not going to attempt to say the rest of the name. But that's what I mean. Like, I feel like it's just a ripoff. It's like hearing aids. Hearing aids, my freaking AirPods work better than my hearing aids. I've given up on them. I use my AirPods on set now. Like, if I have to hear things, I can actually it's better to use my iPhone on my EarPods than it is my freaking thousands and thousands. It was something like crazy, like $7,000 in hearing aids that don't even stream well to your phone. It's a freaking ripoff. Glasses, hearing aids, and insulin pumps are stupid pricey. That's it. Burn it all down. We're gonna viva la revolution. I always want to change this stuff. It drives me crazy that we can't. God, I look a little mad today, don't I? That is some hair. That is, I like that. I'm going to go with that. My grandfather had a shock of hair that used to stick up, like right in the middle. It was I always loved it. I thought it looked so cool. He had this like shock of white hair. One day maybe I will too. I'll have a shock of white forehead. It's more like it. Matt is perfect. Thank you, Zashiva. Thank you very much. And hello, Zashiva, by the way. Too many people to say hi to. Hello, everybody. Anquiitis. Skylar, of course, Captain Catherine, Dramega. I use ChatGPT for so many things. It's just so much easier to write when I can just ask it, write a paragraph of someone wearing 18th century noble clothes, describe the clothing, so I don't have to research the name of each item. Just one example from today. That's interesting. I think, obviously got to be careful. So now, God, now what am I mansplaining? But it is something I have to remind myself every so often, is that it hallucinates. Like, it just makes stuff up. I almost swore. I guess I'm allowed to, but it's my stream. Who's telling me not to swear? Not to swear. But yeah, it does make stuff up. So I always ask for links, and recently I've been using Microsoft Bing, which is the first time I mean Bing just seemed like a joke to me, but because it's got later data. It's what is it? Large language model is based on more recent stuff. So there's more of a feeling of immediacy from it. Although I've had it working on some coding, so I've been doing some Python coding. Oh, that's so much fun. For two reasons. One is this Google Analytics course that I'm supposed to have finished long ago. But I have to do my own project at the end, which of course means that I get to play, and I'm having way too much fun playing with different things. But I'm gathering data, and I thought, well, how could I incorporate this into like either Tech Bandits or into something that would sort of be a part of other parts of my life. And then I sort of stumbled upon this idea of I was researching escape rooms to see what sort of data was out there about them, and then I started looking at science fairs because we were talking to Vipup the other day about him doing well at his school science fair. And so I thought, well, maybe it'd be kind of fun to get a sense of sentiment from like what are kids interested in. Now, I don't know whether this is it would be an accurate depiction because these are the truth. Excuse me. Science. I'm sorry. I apologize. If I doze off, someone will have to wake me. But if I put myself to sleep, if I bore myself to sleep, then someone wake me up. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun to get a sentiment for what is important to kids. I mean, I'd like to sort of go further afield, but I've just been looking at the Canada-wide science fair and sort of going through that data and trying to pick out some fun stats. Like, I would like to be able to say, like, oh, look, climate change has gone from this number to this number of projects, or what other topics there are that pop up that kids might be interested in. I'm just curious to see where their interests lie, because obviously that's the future, right? I mean, that's literally where we're going to be going. I just thought it'd be kind of a fun set of statistics to analyze and present as my final Google Analytics project, which is frustrating that I haven't got it done, because I've also got this fantastic course on hacking as well that I'm dying to do, and I'd love to figure out. I'd like to do a hacker escape room somehow, like tie that stuff together and have some historical elements. And the idea of the escape room stuff is that I would like to use the process of designing, engineering, building, and solving escape rooms as a way of teaching. Making curriculum-based stuff more interesting, and maybe give kids, parents, enthusiasts the tools to come up with their own programs for this. Because I just feel like ever since researching that thing for when we talked to Randy the Magic Man about this stuff, I'm just absolutely sort of astounded by how many different topics and sort of learning paths there are from something like this. And I'm also looking into even the Unreal Engine stuff, which we'll talk about today. Even that stuff, I start going like, well, I wonder if you could create could you create escape room simulations, or present a sort of a programmable path within a game to teach someone how to design a real world escape room, or how to allow them to add their own sort of flavor to what's going on. So as always, just trying to figure out different ways that, so when my kid comes home and goes, biology is boring, I have a response other than shut up and do your homework. What do we got? Actually, the kid's been great. He keeps bugging me about science things now, which is kind of fun. And he's like, hey, give me a story about biology. So this week I didn't have any biology stories, and he's like, I really wanted a biology story. I was like, of course you do, because the week I don't have any. But he's my ace reporter, and he put me in touch with this whole thing about Unreal Engine using Fortnite as a new development platform, and it is really, really cool. My mind was kind of blown. Hackers, 1995. Themed escape room. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Dramatic. See, this is what I mean. Is this so many great ideas? Think about that. How much fun that would be, because you'd have 80s retro, which basically, which is just horrific unto itself. But the idea of doing like an 80s themed hackers room would be really fun. And I just feel like there's a lot of sort of neat skills and puzzles and stuff that I think will teach some critical thinking and critical thinking, a little history, a little like, yeah, because you history, you could have like sort of the Soviet Union era stuff there. You could tie it into some spying, whatever our concerns were back then, you know, how to keep our hair upright, you know, and still look dry, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, the concerns of people in the 80s and the history of the stuff going on there. I think you could have a giant cell phone. That'd be fun. See what I mean? There's just so many great ideas out there. And it feels like the whole idea, and I have to, again, thank Randy the Magic Man for this, who actually works at an escape room, you know, for sort of like shining a light on this for me, because it's been sort of revelatory? What would the word be? Revelatory? Does that make sense? Oh, there was a great word that I wanted to incorporate into things more. Disputatious. Isn't that a great word? Disputatious. I thought that was fantastic. I shall describe my marriage as disputatious. My relationship with my sister, disputatious. Yeah, that's kind of a fun one. All right. We could make safe cube room, provided the rights. Yeah, well, that's the problem. The cube thing. The Cube, the movie, which weirdly enough, when I started researching escape rooms, came up a lot for people, especially in Europe. You know, the rights to that are probably, well, I mean, you know, there's probably a way of doing it if you were to go that route. I just don't want to. I don't want to. I'm, you know, me in the film industry and all the boring administrative paperwork crap that I don't want to deal with, like development. But you know, I think you could just say, you know, from the actor of Cube. There you go. You just got Cube in the title. I was thinking the Borg Cube, as in Let's Escape a Borg Cube game. Yeah, see what I mean? The Backrooms themed escape room. That would be creepy. Ew, that is creepy. The Sphere. There you go. Expensive. Entropy, the best word in the English language. Really? Entropy. I guess. It doesn't do much. What else we got? I'm getting bloops and blinks, so that means something's happening. Have I missed have people done things that I should know about? Thank you. If anyone's done something to do something. Anyone seen Cal? Cal, whom I love. My little darling little Daisy. My charming little Cal. Anyone seen her? My name is Cal. Bright and cheerful. I'm all rainbows and unicorns. What would anyone do without me? I am the hammer of justice, the Hewlett conscience, our little truth speaker, and little stormy cloud in the chat. Hugs. Yep, you know she loves it. Love hammer. Thank you, Anquiitis. What do we got? Resi Lair, Stargate SG-1 style escape room. Yeah, well, God, someone must have done a Stargate escape room. Surely. Or did MGM come in? Did their lawyers come in and tear it all down? MGM are particularly litigious, it seems. I'm drinking a giant thing of coffee in the hopes of making some kind of a sense. We currently have a haunted museum, wizard training room, and of course the Stargate Dolos featuring Stargates. No, it doesn't feature Stargate's David Hewlett. It features somebody who sounds exactly like him because he's not allowed to do it. And Anchoritis is rewatching Atlantis right now. Really holds up really well so many years later. Well, don't tell that to my son, who just says, "Yeah, visual effects." Anyways, let's get to some of this stuff. So I did for those of you who haven't signed up, for God's sake, if you haven't signed up for the email of awesomeness, then you're missing out big time, because that's become my social media now. Is anyone else tiring of the social media thing? I am really struggling with it. Like really, really struggling. I go on there to do one thing, I get sucked into something else. It's always outrage, and you know, what do I got? The book that I'm reading right now, this fascinating. When I say reading, I mean having someone read it into my ear. Let me find it for you. So this book that I'm reading right now is called Human Compatible by Stuart Russell. And they start by talking about this issue with AI, or the potential issue with AI, which is like, okay, we've got a very simple algorithm that says we want to up the amount of time that people spend on our platform, right? Because we want to sell ads to them. We want to be able to find the right people and sell them the right ads. and maximize the time that they're on these platforms. And so that's what we set our little algorithms to do. And they did. But they didn't do it by changing the data on the site. His fear is that they've done it by changing us, by making us more predictable, by pushing us into compartments. And in doing so, may have caused many of the rifts and political upheaval that we're seeing in the world right now, which is absolutely extraordinary if you think about it. I always assumed, I was like, oh, it's creepy. It knows everything I'm thinking. Well, no. What if, not no, I'm sure that is part of it. But what if part of the problem is that what it's done is pushed me into my little, some would call me woke, or someone would call me, bleeding heart liberal, or whatever. I mean, or am I a bleeding heart conservative? I don't know. However, I'm algorithmized by the various giant corporations. But, is it possible that it's not changing the data to suit us, it's changing us to suit the data? And that is the kind of thing that AI does that I think we are worried about. And this guy, talks about how we need to be aware, how we don't want to just pass things over to, you don't want to just pass things over to machines and say, do this. There need to be balances and things there where unforeseen solutions that this AI comes up with, that instead of sort of like these hallucinations, just make up crap if it doesn't know something, or make up crap just because it doesn't know not to. Is there not a better way of designing these things so that they ask, so that they are constantly coming back to the human for clarification, so that they don't just go off and do something. There are clarifications it'll make. So, maybe if it cannot find a link about something, it says, hey, I don't have a link on this, but from my data, I'm getting the sense that this is the reality. Could be it's an interesting perspective on it, and I think less of a problem now, more of a problem later, perhaps. But although I say that, I mean, one of the big issues we talked about this the other week, was the black box problem, where we've got AI coming up with answers, and we don't know where they came from. Like, we cannot figure it out. Like, we need an AI to figure out how the AI's got to where it's got to, because they're called large language models for a reason. They're large. And they get sort of condensed down into a format that these systems could use, and trying to trace, where it's getting all of these different little points is very, very difficult, if not, from the sound of it, impossible in some cases. So I want to be able to read more, though. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to read more, too. Perhaps we could make a digital escape room using AI for ideas, for themes, and descriptions. Could be a fun tech man. It's true, Rain the Magic Man. It's true. It's funny, the AI stuff, I was putting together some stuff for this, to present to people about the escape room stuff, and I definitely had ChatGPT do a bunch of research for me and write up little blurbs about things, which was fascinating. And then I was using this Python code. Python's actually a good language for AI as well, but this Python code is allowing me to scrape data from different sites, so I can use that in my Google presentation, which is kind of fun. So the Google presentation, this is for this Coursera course that I'm doing. Anyways, Pythons are scary. Are they? Are they? Bite me, I'm Klingon. I thought they were quite sweet. I've worked with a few, and in Bulgaria of all places. I was like, is it safe? Yes, just don't let it bite you. It's like, what? I was like, what happens if it bites you? It will hurt. I said, but it's not poison. Only if you are allergic to it. I said, how will I know if I'm allergic to it? It will bite you. Yeah, it's interesting. Really gotten back into C++, really. It really is the one language to rule them all. Is it? I guess. I mean, look, I guess it is the most... I don't know. I believe you got to find the language you love and go with that. I bounce around all over the place because I'm constantly going, maybe this is a better language. Maybe this is a better language. I sort of steered clear of things like Python because I thought they were sort of like JavaScript. They were sort of like baby languages. They were like scripting languages, not real languages. But God, the stuff that's available for like R, for the data stuff, data processing stuff, and Python, it's wow. There's so many libraries now available for this stuff. I suppose there probably are for C++ too, aren't there? Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, I stumble on Python because I hate the formatting issues. Like, I hate it when it spits it back and goes like, "There's not supposed to be a space there." I'm like, "Well, then fix it," you know. But again, that's something else that I'm doing a lot of with ChatGPT is getting it to help me out with the Python code and then explaining it to me, like, why does this work? Why doesn't that work? Look at this page. What does this mean? I learned so much. I was like, I put like I did a big like, please help me. Out on Twitter the other day to a bunch of my friends saying, "Look, how do I do this? Because I can't figure this problem out." But you know, ChatGPT is like, what do they call it? Rubber ducking. When you're programming, rubber ducking is like running an idea off someone, and if there's no one around, you put a rubber duck on your desk and you talk to that and try to figure out why why something's working or not working or brainstorming. And I find ChatGPT amazing for that. Like for rubber ducking while you're programming is just amazing. You go like, what? How does this work? And what does that do? And is there a better way to do this? And it's like having a pro there who's a little older because they keep. One of the things I noticed was that someone like I'm using Selenium, which is this sort of it's like automating the browser. Like instead of sort of it's a bit like a script. Instead of programming something through the application protocol interface, whatever it's called, you're basically just scripting the browser. You're pretending that you're sitting in a browser and that you're clicking all these things, but there's a program that's running to do it for you. It's great for scraping stuff, there was a couple of things that it had an older version of that had been deprecated. Is that what it's called? Is it called deprecated? What happens to something when it's been something when the code's no longer used anymore, they issue us something and then you get the latest version of it. So there's a new way of calling things like of looking through stuff and saying I want to look at all the tags. So when it's like find elements, used to be find elements and then the name of what you were looking for all in one word. Now it's find elements and you got to put it in a separate. It's just a different syntax basically, and that was not up to date on Bing as well. I actually went to Bing because I was struggling. ChatGPT was giving me older information on that as well. But also works well as a cardboard developer. Did I miss something? As a cardboard developer? Did he even? Helping with code is the best use I've found for GPT so far. That and writing a cover letter. Oh my God, yeah. There was a guy they were talking to who ran I don't know if it was which job search thing that they had. Thank you very much, Uncreative, for following. And they were saying that all this stuff about writing a resume that catches people's attention. That he's like, no, don't do that. Write a resume that works with machine learning. Write something that's machine readable, machine understandable. Lie if you have to get to the point where you're talking to a human. Because if you tell an algorithm this is what you're looking for in a job candidate, unless everything, you tick every single box right now, it's not smart enough to go like, okay, maybe maybe they can pull that knowledge from somewhere else in their learning or something. So, don't forget to make a resume website. What? Don't forget to make a resume website. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, isn't it? Is that what people do? Do people have like a domain name and then a website attached to it? Is that what they do? I'd love to see all your escape room ideas and puzzles. There is a spot, the Discord, where we can post. Yeah, that's true. I set up an escape room. Is anyone using the Discord? I'm curious because I've got these two bloody Discords. Thank you very much, Bonnie Needs Coffee. Reminds me to have my coffee. I have these two Discord servers, and I just don't know whether they're worth the time. I mean, for a while there's a lot going on, and then of course I'm not on it as much as I'd like, but there's no point in keeping them going if they're not being used a lot. But I like the idea of having a place where people can have these chats and stuff. And I have a little bit more time for them now because I'm trying not to spend so much time on the social medias. Bromium. Subscribe. Thank you very much. Well, that's very good of you. 4 months of subscription, in fact. I bet you would have great SGA related escape room puzzle ideas. Yeah, there could be some fun stuff for sure. Wait, there's a second Discord? Yeah, but that's for my tech bandits. The idea was to have one that was keeping the kids separate, but I don't think I'm not even sure there's any point in doing that anymore because it's Vibe Pup and the rest of the kids pop in maybe once in a while on Discord, and rarely even more than on this thing at this point. So it's us now. We're the kids now. We're the tech bandits. You know, you guys give me great ideas, and I go and try to do them in the real world. Okay, so let me go check Discord. By the way, I'm looking now for the Discord. Look who's in there. Would that be the Vibe Pup? Just scared them out of there. Vibe Pup's just being scared out of his bowl of chili or whatever he was eating while he was trying to game at the same time. Or am I not communicating? I'm going to join that chat. How are you, Vibe Pop?
Hello.
How goes it?
It's going good. I'm playing Terraria right now.
Playing Terraria. Back on Terraria again.
And Pokemon.
And really, you're like a retro gamer now.
I'm stuck on the third boss in a game.
So you're just determined to beat it.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I was saying that. So Baz came very excitedly down the other day and said, "Have you seen the new Fortnite for Unreal Engine?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And I watched like an hour of videos on this thing. You've got to check this out. Like, you were doing stuff you were doing stuff in, what was it, Scratch back when we first met.
Just a tiny.
You've got to check out Fortnite Unreal. Like, you can literally set up your own games using all of the Fortnite assets. It's insane.
Oh, wow.
It's and not even just that. It's not even just all of the Fortnite assets. You could use all of the Unreal assets as well. So and what you get to do. Oh, and they're sharing the the revenue as well. So it's like Roblox only with Unreal Engine, which means it means like Roblox with all of the characters from from Fortnite, which is just wild. I mean, and you have all the guns, you have all the and you can put in your own you could create your own characters and create your own environments, and it's absolutely insane. It's so cool. Like I said, I sat down with this. It was the Fortnite Sensei was the YouTube channel that I was watching, and he just ran through everything that you could do with this thing, and it's just crazy. I mean, I was like, maybe we could make movies in it, because they use Unreal Engine to make movies like Mandalorian and all that kind of stuff. I thought maybe you could make movies in this. Well, you could start with Fortnite and then move into Unreal Engine. So, anyways, it's my thought. And you go. I mean, are you playing Fortnite at all anymore, Papa?
No, not at all.
Yeah, because I don't think Baz was either. I always feel like the establishment is behind the world by about 3 years, right? It's like, oh, this is a good opportunity to get kids to learn how to play to design video games on a game that they stopped playing like 3 years ago. One of the things that they mentioned they also mentioned in these articles that I was looking at was Unity, which was another one that was going to take off as an easy to learn one. But the numbers are insane. Give me like a rough idea how many people you think are playing Fortnite. How many registered users of Fortnite there are? Just a guess.
I'm gonna say like 50 million.
That's a great guess. 50 million is how many Last of Us, not Last of Us. What do they call us? Was it called Last of Us? What was the detective game? Remember that detective game? Among Us. Yes, Among Us. There are 50 million Among Us players.
That's a lot less than I thought, to be honest.
Really? So I'll tell you how many Fortnite players there are. 350 million.
I was close.
Yeah, you were like only 300 million off. 50 million seems like a right. That's where I would have gone first, though, because like a big game I would think of is 50 million. I'd be curious to know how many of those are active users today. You know what I mean? Like, I think
Probably
it went
a
through.
lot.
You think so?
I feel like a lot of them would still be playing the game because it's a huge game and people spent a lot of money on it, so they can't really just leave it.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think we ever spent any money on it. Baz probably did. What am I saying? Of course Baz spent money on it, but I don't think I did. Well, I mean, that was in Baz spending money means that I spent money, but I mean, but yeah, we didn't invest a lot of money, I don't think. Hello, good afternoon. Sending you greetings from Monterrey, Mexico. Oh, thank you very much, Alyssa LG. Alyssa LG, what do you mean greetings in afternoon? I'll send you greetings right back. Hello, Ari, Alyssa. Good to see you again. Captain Catherine, if you get to know the kids at the community center, you should probably have some of them on the stream down the line. I don't know if they want to, Captain Catherine. They're like a different bunch. They are, they're, they're a tougher bunch. No, I wouldn't say they're tougher, but I think probably Vibe Pub could kick my ass anyways. What was that? Oh, I can Vibe Pub. I can hear someone in the background. Just so you know, it doesn't bother me. I just don't want anyone giving away any secrets. You know what I mean? The code to the house is that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm telling you, this whole. I mean, I wonder if I could load it on this. I wonder. Do you think we could load it and show it? Let me see if I've got if the ATM is the ATM available on this? Let's see. Okay, how would that work? That would be plugged in somewhere there. I can try this to see if I can do this without shutting everything down. I'm thinking I might try to put to see if I can put Unreal Engine on my laptop and then stream that to you guys so you can see what's going on. Because this thing is, I'm really crazy impressed with it. Meanwhile, I'll show off my Texas Center for Computing, Advanced Computing. Well, that's plugged in, so that should be plugged in. Okay, and then if I plug this in, let me plug this in here. Don't mind me. I'll just be working here. If I plug that in, and then I plug this in, my cable management skills are extraordinary. Let me see if this will work. All right. Let me see here. Does that show you what I would like to show you? All right, that is not what I want. Let's go to there. Okay. Let's do this here. All right. Don't mind me. I'll just be surfing the web. Okay. Unreal for Fortnite. Here we go. Okay, let's see if you can get a sense of if you can actually see this or not. I see. I wonder if I can. I don't know which window I'm set up for. Is that it? Is it the right window? Epic Games Create. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I just thought maybe I could start this off and you can actually see how this thing works. Although I say that, maybe it's just better to show you a video on it. But anyways, I did in my email of awesomeness. I did a whole bunch of links in there about this stuff. Maybe I'll set it up, and next time once it's set up, I'll do it. Because there's nothing worse than watching people trying to download stuff on a stream. Are you giving away private info? Probably. Knowing me. I've gone quiet. I've gone quiet? Am I not pointing? Oh, I am. I've gone very quiet because I've just turned my microphone down. How's that? Are you giving away private info? Yes, I am, sort of. You got really low all of a sudden because I bashed the microphone. That's why. What are your thoughts on GPT-4 solving a CAPTCHA by hiring a human? Oh my God, that's brilliant. That's great. That's what I mean is, like, I think AI is going to come up with solutions. Like, we were looking at these simulations the other day of, like, how, a game of, basically a game of hide and seek that this AI was told to solve, so to speak. And the way it came up with solutions were basically hacks in the game or using using mistakes in the game or gaps in the code and stuff to get an advantage. And then it was constantly coming up with different ways of doing that. These are ways that I don't think humans would come up with. I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. I am freaking exhausted. I might keep it short today. But yeah, the idea that it's going to solve things the way we think of solving things is, I think, is a mistake. And the idea that we're going to just throw more and more, smarts at this thing without knowing exactly how it's going to solve these problems is problematic, to the point where, people are worried about AI taking over. If you think about it, if it's already manipulated us on social media in order to get likes and clicks and sell stuff, it's already there. It's already conspiring against us to some extent. Our technology's already turned against us to some extent. Bora3232, could you build something like Atlantis or something like that? Could I build it? Not a chance in hell. I have no skills. I'm a meat puppet. That's what I do. I'm an actor. But there are very talented people out there who've done some great 3D printing stuff. It would be neat to do an Atlantis-themed escape room, though, for sure. You'd even have to call. I mean, you could literally just do something that's Stargate adjacent, as opposed to a complete ripoff, so you don't get in trouble. But one of the big issues, David is not an ancient. No, I mean, I'm ancient, but I'm not an ancient. It's my friend's 60th birthday. Isn't that weird? I've got 60-year-old friends. I mean, I've always had 60-year-old friends, to be fair, but I've got friends who are close in my age to, that's just bizarre to me. My father's threatened on my next birthday to give me a blood pressure cuff. I was like, oh, that's a lovely present. Thank you, Daddy. So what, like in 5 years' time, I get an endoscopy or something? Or is that, what's the next? I don't know what the next, it's like every marriage has a different, gemstone for, at this point, when you, as a male beyond the age of whatever, you get various different medical devices to help you, with the things that could go wrong. And I'm sure will go wrong. I'm sure they'll go wrong. David is not an ancient. Atlantis design is basically, yeah, it's true, Acreatus. The design itself is probably more time consuming than difficult with a 3D model type thing. But the issue in the real world is just the cost of materials, right? So one of the things about escape rooms is you've got to balance how much money you've got with how much money's coming in, and it's very difficult to streamline stuff. I've been listening a lot about different escape rooms approaches to making money, and it's like, well, if you could do a half-hour escape room, then you can double the amount of people coming through in an hour, and that doubles your income, and that really helps you out. But is that too quick for people? Does that not, people don't enjoy it as much? Then they talk about these, like, I guess it's pipelines. They talk about pipelining, where they basically have people start in one room and then someone else comes into that room once they leave that room, and you continue that way. But then how do you manage people who are faster or slower at doing the games? And it's just been it's a learning adventure. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to talking to the museum folks up in Kitchener about trying to incorporate some of this learning I'll be doing into some kind of a program or a contest or something like that. So my cousin owns. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Is that Fluffy the cat?
Yes.
How are you, Fluffy the cat?
Good.
That good. What's up?
Nothing much.
Do you play Fortnite?
Yes.
Ah, see? Aha, Vibe Pup. People are still playing Fortnite. I thought so. So I did in my email of awesomeness this week. I was talking about this thing, and I don't know whether you've heard about this or not. Have you heard about Fortnite Creative 2.0?
No.
Okay, get this. So Fortnite is written in a gaming engine called Unreal. Okay, that's the company. The Epic owns this thing called Unreal Engine. It's what they use to make all of their games. It's what The Mandalorian uses to create a lot of their environments when they're filming. Very, very cool system. They've integrated it into Fortnite, so you can design your own games in Fortnite. And get this is the best part. Not only do you learn how to to program games, you get money for it. So if you invent a game on Fortnite, on this new Fortnite. What's it called? UEFF, Unreal Engine for Fortnite. If you create a game that's popular, you actually can make money on the platform, right? And there's 350 million people signed up to Fortnite. So, what would you do if you could build any game you wanted right now in Fortnite? What would you build?
I don't really know.
Well, what do you give me some favorite? What about shows or cartoons or other games? What do
I like Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Oh my God. Okay, so you could do like a Stranger. Well, didn't they have like a Stranger Things themed add-on to?
Yes.
Yeah. So you could take all of those characters and put them in your own game. In fact, you could. Okay, I got one for you. Imagine doing a Stranger Things like murder mystery in Fortnite. So you have to
They
walk
already have that.
They have that already?
Yeah.
But you get to write your own version of it. Where anyone could be the. I mean, you could say that maybe it's that guy's mom's the killer this time or something. Like you can literally come up with your own stories for this stuff. Or what if you could film? See, so the other thing I was thinking is, could you make your own films in Fortnite? Using Fortnite as your film studio and the people and the characters in it as your actors.
I guess so.
So you like Fortnite? So you like Stranger Things? Do you play any of the horror games as well? Do you play any of the jump scare games?
No.
They're pretty creepy. Baz made me play one the other day, and it's a lot of jump scare stuff. But the Stranger Things Fortnite thing. How did they integrate that? I remember just seeing like one of those. What are they called? The creatures. What are the creatures called? What are those things called? With the heads that went and opened up.
What are those?
What were they called? They were called something. What the mega? No, meh.
Demogorgons?
Demigorgons. That's it. Demigorgons.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Gorgons, not
Demigorgons. That's right. Yeah. So, all right. So they had those running around in Fortnite, but I don't know what the other integration was. Were there other characters in it? Like when they did a Fortnite version of Stranger Things, did they have any other characters in there, or is it just the Demigorgon?
I'm pretty sure I had Steve in it. I don't know.
You think they had Steve? Really?
Yeah, isn't he the guy who like worked at the ice cream shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had him in it too.
Oh, really? And you could play. He was like a player, and you'd run around and you could shoot people as Steve.
Yeah, we could pay for him, and then he could just run around and shoot people with him.
Wait, you had to pay for him?
Yep.
Yeah, with the V-Bucks.
With V-Bucks. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that's how they're going to pay you with your game, too. I guess you get V-Bucks in the game. Oh, that's kind of cool. I just think, look, there were people making, like millions. I don't know. I'm making up numbers. But I think it was like millions of dollars by doing Roblox games. And they look stupid. Like, the Unreal stuff could look really good. Could be really fun. I wonder if we could do, like, a Tech Bandits server. Like, a Tech Bandits world. I wanted to have like I was trying to talk Baz into doing just a giant soccer field. Like our world would just be like a giant soccer field, and you'd have to like kick the ball around, and then every so often, I don't know, like something blew up or something. He's like, that's stupid. I was like, that's the point. It's supposed to be stupid. It was just to try to, I just think it's fun, the idea of like being able to try things out in Fortnite. I always found the building mechanics in Fortnite difficult. It was too there. I always got confused. My fingers got confused, and I ended up putting a wall in the wrong place and getting shot and all that kind of stuff. But I love the idea of just being able to go in and pull. So you could like grab the burger place and stick that in your island. You can create rivers and cut valleys out of the landscape. You can, and then you could add different spawn points. You can add NPCs that will hunt you down and stuff. Like it's really, I feel like it's kind of limitless what you can do with it. And then you can also drag in metahumans. You can drag in all of the Unreal Engine stuff. So you could literally bring in what else is? I mean, VibePup. Can you think of anything else that's written in Unreal Engine? Are there any other big? What other big franchises are there? What other games are? I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, I just
You
looked
guys
it
are the
up.
worst
It's-
Google ever.
I just looked it up. It says that PUBG,
Oh,
Batman, Ark, Conan, Kingdom Hearts.
interesting.
Apparently, Gears of War and Borderlands are on there too.
Huh. So I wonder if so anyways, that's the kind of quality of stuff that you could then drag into your game if they make it available. There was a game that got canceled by Unreal a little while back. All of those assets are available for free. Cool aliens and weapons and all sorts of stuff. I think maybe next Tech Bandits I might just bore the crap out of everybody by just opening up Unreal for Fortnite and just playing with that to see what's available. Like, I just think it'd be really fun to put like a giant Bob's Burger in there and then have like some kind of I don't know, like a you have to murder everybody or something. I mean, or again, like take the reason why I was going to do soccer was I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a version of that. What is it called? Blue something? The soccer game. There's a soccer anime. It's called Blue something or another. I can't remember what it was called. Blue. God damn, was it? Okay, wait a second. I'm looking it up. Soccer.
I know.
Soccer anime. That's it. It's called. It's going to come up right away. You wait. What's it called? Blue. Where is it? Days. Nope. Where is it? Nope. Come on. What's it called? Can anyone tell me what it's called? Does anyone know what it's called? It's a soccer team based anime that my son would cringe at me not knowing. It's called Blue something. Blue Lock. That's it. Blue Lock. Yeah. Gotta go. Bye. See you, John P7. Thanks for coming by. What do we got? Captain Catherine, thanks you. Haha, my dad just came to watch the stream and he's asking me why is he, and I'm answering that he's a great actor and he said, oh. Dads, they're the best. All right, I was playing around with building small spherical world, but still need to learn more of Unity or Unreal to build it properly. Well, Neoforce, you should definitely check this out. Like, definitely check out this Unreal Engine for Fortnite, because even just to sort of prototype things, just to get some stuff done and get something quick and playable, like something that you can start playing with right away is really, it's just kind of exciting. I like I said, I sat down for like an hour with these tutorials that were available by a guy called Fortnite Sensei, and I'm telling you, at the end of that hour, I'm sure you could come up with something pretty freaking cool. Bora, thank you very much. Bora has joined. Fluffy the cat, I will says what? Okay, what? Okay, there was an older soccer anime called Captain Tsubasa, but that's a long time ago. Well, they're all coming back. All of these old anime things are sort of like showing up again, right? Because the old ones some of these old classics are pretty cool, although not always as suitable for modern sensibilities as some of the older stuff is. Some of the older stuff is pretty wretched, I gotta say, in many different ways. But yeah, so I was saying to Baz, like, why not try to come up with like a blue lock game on Fortnite? And I'm sure there would be issues with copyright and stuff, so you'd have to call it something else, like Blue Spheres or something. But the idea is that you could use it to just learn how to program. I mean, and a lot of these, it used to be you had to sit down and look at a page of code, and that would become your game. Now you've got these development environments where you're dragging and dropping, and Unreal Engine, the actual professional system, which is also free. You can paint on trees. Like, you could literally like take a vast environment and say, oh, I'm going to paint trees on there. I don't like the trees. I'm going to put snow there instead, or I'm going to put rocks, or like, it's the tools for rapidly developing games are just, I mean, I mean, just extraordinary. I don't know why everyone isn't a game designer at this point. I think it's the coolest thing ever. One of the Unreal projects I follow is Operation Harsh Doorstop, where it is a free tactical shooter and a modding platform from day one, releasing their own software development kit, and the game itself is early access and funded by Patreon. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. One of the Unreal projects, but it's Unreal that's doing it. Oh, that's interesting. So I wonder if they will move onto their platform, or whether they're doing it. I'll have to look that up. What was that called? That was called Operation Harsh Doorstop. Interesting name. An interesting name. I'm not sure that I understand it. Operation Harsh Doorstop. All right, Doorstop. Okay. There you go. It's an Unreal Engine powered shooter. Okay. All right, I'm looking at it. This is it. I just think there's just so many exciting things. There's so many different exciting ways into this realm. And of course, from my ancient old perspective, I'm interested in the film side of it, because I feel like any tools that are available. I mean, in the same way that, Vipup wants to play video games. I want to make movies, and the idea of being able to use some of these platforms to make movies just seems so cool to me. I mean, I'm dying for metahumans to become good enough actors that you can actually have them as characters in a show. I think they're a little way off now. I was sort of joking with one of the people who works there that I should do acting classes for metahumans, like where we could train these AI models to act better. Because I think some of it is just tricks. I'm sure there are little things you could do, or that it could mimic, that would allow it to become more human. But I just think there's so many neat, even now, being able to do like a short film version of the movie you want to make using something like Unreal, or even if it's just Fortnite characters running around, I just think would be invaluable. I think, because it just allows you to tell your story in a better way. This is why I like the AI stuff, is because I feel like AI is just another way that people are helped in getting the ideas that are in their head out into the world. And this is just a good way of doing it. So who just did what? Tamarian, thank you very much. 36 months. Wow. That long? I know. It's insane, isn't it? Better go cancel now. But while you're thinking of it. Well, thank you very much. It's very, very much appreciated. I love that this is worth it for you. I was showing the kids with the movie The Money Pit last night. Oh, yeah. There was a scene where all kinds of guys running around randomly, and my daughter said, they're a bunch of NPCs. Yeah. Well, so here's my pitch. Here's my pitch to Hollywood. Hollywood, I got an idea for you. Here's how it goes. Don't cast children in your movies. It's not good for them to be in movies. Use these metahumans and get them good enough that they can play children. Some people find children creepy anyways, but it's like, so who's going to notice? But the idea that you could have, they're already using the equivalent of metahumans to handle all the stunts. People don't fall out of buildings anymore, rarely, unless you're freaking Tom Cruise, who insists on it. People don't do that. It's all CG, and as it should be, because no one should die making a movie. So there's that aspect of it. The idea of being able to take children out of the equation, which is also incredibly expensive to shoot with, because children need tutors. And tutors need a space. So you've just got 2 rooms you've got to get for them. They also can only work certain periods of time before they have to take breaks. They only can work certain many hours a day, which limits how long you can shoot them with. So the idea of perfecting a simulated child for movies that'd be a gold mine, baby. That's what I'm saying. Money Pit was an awesome film. It was an awesome film. It was also, what I loved about Money Pit was that it made math sexy. You know what I mean? Just that the idea that, these statistics and numbers and stuff were influencing the game in a way that I think people tend to not think of. And I think there's so many, again, learning avenues there as well. Like, when there's a way to witness how math can make people lots of money and also make them better sports players. I think that's I think it's just better sports teams. I just think that's a fascinating approach. Although it is a hack. Again, I feel these are all just systems for hacking. There's just a way of hacking the system, right? Meeting Michael Shanks and Paul McGillion in May. Oh, fantastic! Where are you doing that, Mandy? Where are the lads? Where are the lads entertaining you this time? Love Tom Hanks. I love Tom. Does anyone not love Tom Hanks? Isn't he designed not to be unloved? FedCon. Where is FedCon?
Me.
You don't like Tom Hanks?
Yes.
You do like Tom Hanks.
No.
You don't like Tom Hanks. What is it you don't like about Tom Hanks?
I don't know.
What have you seen Tom Hanks in? Was it that creepy Polar Express? Because that'll put you off him pretty quick.
I don't know.
Favorite
I
actor?
really don't know.
Fluffy the cat. Do you have a favorite
My
actor?
favorite actor?
Yeah. What would
No.
like? There's no favorite. You have no like. Okay, favorite movie then. All
I
right.
don't have one.
How about this? Who's your favorite actor in Stranger Things?
I don't have one.
Really? Who do I like? Who
Yeah.
do I like in that? My favorite people in that. I think that little kid. The little kid. Who's the guy? Have you seen all the seasons?
You like Justin? Dustin?
Is Dustin? Is it Dustin? Is that the guy's name? He's like the nerdy science guy who likes to go and use radios and stuff and
Yes.
they think he's got an imaginary girlfriend, but he's actually really got a girlfriend and stuff. That's
Yeah.
Dustin, right? I like Dustin. I think he's like he's the funnest guy there. I think he's my favorite. Although I also really like the guy who's the big tough sheriff guy, who's not that big or tough. I can't remember any of their names. So you don't have a really? Okay, I'm looking up his character name because it's going to drive me crazy otherwise. All right.
Me too.
Stranger Things. Okay, cast. Here we go. I used to think 11 was the coolest.
Who?
Millie Bobby Brown, 11. You know, the main woman,
Oh.
the girl who's
11?
got all the powers. Jim Hopper. I like Jim Hopper too. The sheriff who's kind of the grumpy sheriff guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
My favorite character is the guy who died in the first episode.
What was that?
My favorite character is the guy who died in the first episode.
What? Who died in the first episode?
It was the first or second one. You know the guy. Should I give it's just a tiny bit of spoilers because he's not even.
Well,
like, the main character or anything.
okay. So if anyone hasn't watched Stranger Things, don't listen. But if you haven't watched Stranger Things, then what the hell have you been doing all your life? So it's been over for like a year now. So yeah, all right. So in the first episode,
I just finished watching all of them.
oh, so there you go. See, and you're so okay. All right.
They're making
Basically,
more.
in the first episode.
They're making more.
Yep.
What did it? Oh my god! I feel like it's going on too long.
In the first episode, they go to like a diner, 11,
Yeah.
and then the guys come in and get angry
Yeah.
and shoot the dude.
That's right.
Oh,
The
that's
guy who was
bad.
helping him. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, Benny.
That was sad.
Benny was my favorite, and they killed him.
So you just stopped watching after that?
It was the first episode, so I watched until like the second season, and then just stopped because I stopped in understanding.
I have watched all of the seasons now, all of them. But I, yeah, I think those are my favorite characters. But so Stranger Things. If you like Stranger Things, what other shows are that are worth watching? I wonder. What else do you watch? What was that, Jane? Oh, The Last of Us. Well, The Last of Us. It's a little bit more. It's not as sort of like Jane says The Last of Us, but I'm thinking The Last of Us is a bit more. It's not as action packed as Stranger Things.
I actually like Last of Us a lot more than Stranger Things.
Really? You like Last of Us more than Stranger Things?
I feel like it's a lot more gritty because the scene where they.
It is. Oh, don't ruin
Well,
anything.
Yeah.
Are there spoilers on this? Do we have to worry about this? Is like, what is this called? The spoiler episode?
Yeah, I guess. I think it is.
Mandalorian. Oh, The Mandalorian. Do you watch The Mandalorian at all?
I actually haven't watched that yet.
I watched the first season and then I got bored because I'm kind of Disneyed out. I'm kind of Star Warsed out. Although I did start watching Andor, and I've got to say Andor seemed cooler to me. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've watched that we. My wife is walking back and forth trying to choose a dress for tonight because she has to go to the equivalent of the Canadian Academy Awards tonight because her movie's up for like 3 of these Canadian Screen Awards. Luckily, when we got married, I said, "Till death do us part," but I'm not going to any award ceremonies, so I don't have to go. But my wife is going tonight, and she's actually excited about it, which I don't understand at all. I'm excited, that I get to order pizza. That's my excitement for the day. She doesn't
What
know
did you guys do last week?
What did we do last week? Last
Yeah.
week we had a long discussion about. I can't remember what it was. What was it about? It was biotech of some sort, wasn't it? With we were talking about biotech stuff with James Gurney. It was that's right. It was what was it called? What was it called? Genealogy? No, not genealogy. God, what was it called? Can anyone remember what it was called? This week we should have a discussion about how to focus a camera. Is it out of focus? Here's the problem. My glasses are old. These are my replacement glasses, so everything's out of focus to me. So all I've done is really I'm trying to put you in my frame of mind. If I'm out of focus, it's because that's how I feel. Is it? I don't know. I don't know why it would be. I don't know why it's struggling to focus. It doesn't seem to be struggling to focus. Which is it? This camera? It's this camera. If I turn up the light, maybe it'll help. No, that makes it worse. I don't know. Okay. Last week we talked about what was the term? This is how bad my memory is. Yeah, Walter was such a great character, and of course, portrayed perfectly by a Brit. In what? James, what did we talk about last week? What was the term that we were? That's it. Epigenetics. Epigenetics. So we were talking about the fact that your genes can actually be influenced by what happens to you, and what happens to you could potentially be passed on to your kids. How weird is that? Like that you can have a genetic effect just by having, like, let's say something really, well, the best example that we had, I thought that one of the best examples was the idea that they had these mice, and cover your ears if you like mice. So they're mice that they would train them that if they smelt cherry blossoms, they would give them a little electric shock. And so the mice, whenever they smelt cherry blossoms, would get nervous, and they'd start shaking and they'd get scared. Those mice, they then had those mice have babies, and when they smelt cherry blossom, they also got scared without the electrocution. So they had somehow picked up this sense of this fear. Now, the problem being is that this is still an early science, and there are things that there are possibly other things that could explain some of these things. But there's definitely a proven thing about the fact that something that you do to something that I were to do to, if something happened to me in my life, that will now be passed on to my son. Could potentially, like, if something that happens to me turns off a gene, turns off or stops a gene from doing what it would do, like create some kind of proteins or something. If that gets turned off in me, that could also get turned off in my son. So there's just it's kind of the reason why I find it fascinating, Fluffy the cat, is because it's potentially a way for us to do genetic engineering without actually breaking any genetics, right? So if we could figure out how to turn on and off the genes that we want whenever we want, we can literally start going through and going like, okay, let's turn that one off. What does that do? Oh, nope, turn that back on again. Like, he can't see, turn it back on. Like, could you imagine being able to tune your body like that? How cool would that be? Oh, this gene makes you smarter. Let's just turn that one on for everybody. You know what I mean? Or this one makes you faster. Or this one makes you breathe. This one makes you allows you to hold your breath for longer. Like, could you imagine being able to genetically engineer people like that without actually having to break their DNA and insert different bits and see if that works? That just seems a lot more dangerous to me, you know? Whereas if you could just go in and say, like, okay, if I put this stuff, if I give you this medication, it will stop your gene from producing this, but it doesn't affect your, anything beyond that. So so we were talking about a lot about that stuff. And then this week, I just thought it would be kind of, because we haven't talked about video games for so long, I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about some sort of video game related stuff. So the first one, the one that, as I say, I highly recommend everybody who has any interest in either digital filmmaking or in game design to go and check out Fortnite for Unreal, because I think I'm especially, if it's Vipup or Fluffy the Cat, if either of you have any interest in gaming, I think you should definitely look into it, because if you can get in early on this, then you could be one of those early games that make a lot of money, and they'll be writing articles about about you and your game. So the other thing that came up that I thought was interesting in the email of awesomeness was Minecraft, another game that not a lot of people are playing anymore. Fluffy the Cat, you play Minecraft at all? Don't know if he's there.
Yes, I do.
You do. Right. Okay. So Minecraft, get this. There was a newspaper article the other day, or whatever they call it, magazine article, one of them digital articles, that was saying, like, Minecraft server hosts, these Pentagon leaks. Have you guys heard about this Pentagon leaks?
No.
So get this. Someone, somewhere, took a bunch of photographs of highly top secret, like top secret documents, like documents that say it's called No 4 or something like that. So these are documents that are never supposed to be seen by anybody outside of, let alone outside of the government, but certainly not by people outside of the country. Well, a bunch of these documents, someone literally just photographed them, and they're out and put them out on the web. And this one of the places that they showed up. Sorry, what was the question? You have a question?
You do. Maybe she's talking about you.
What was that?
Sorry.
All good. So point being is they showed up on this Discord server for Minecraft maps. Apparently someone got mad. They had like an argument on this Discord server, and the guy said, as a final sort of like, F you to this guy, they said, here's some leaks, and dumped a couple of these documents on the server. And I started going like, oh my God, here we go. It's like, everyone wants to find a reason why, games are the reason why the world is the way it is. But it did make me think of Jack Ryan. I watched this Jack Ryan episode, and they had these, like, they were trying to communicate with these terrorists, and they were trying to, like, get some people out of the country and stuff. And they communicated through a video game. So, America's trying to hunt these guys down. They can't find them anywhere. And, like, how do we track this guy down? They find that he's communicating through, like, a game console, in the text chat of a game console, basically, direct messages. And I thought, well, I wonder if that's based on something that's true. So I went and looked it up. Apparently it's not. Apparently there was false news during, I believe it was a Paris bombing, that claimed that the terrorists had organized this thing over PlayStation, right? Wasn't true. That was not true. So, but then I started digging a little deeper, and way back in the early dawn of time in 2013, there was an article about how the United States had agents working in video games like World of Warcraft and something called Second Life, which I don't think you guys would probably know, because I think that's for old people like me. But it started me thinking, wait a second, does that mean to recruit a spy? So apparently they're using these platforms. They're using like World of Warcraft. They're like, hey, I'm a troll, you're a troll. You should spy on your country for me. Like, they were using it as a way to try to recruit spies and stuff. And I just thought, wow, how neat is that that video games have become such a social platform for people. They're like the telephone or a letter back in the old days. They used to have secret letters and secret phone calls and stuff. Well, now people can have secret chats on these game servers. And I just thought, how cool would that be that your job as a spy could be just to go and play video games and then talk to people about their country and see if you can get them to give away any secrets. Like, that's a job I could totally see myself doing. Don't you think? I just think that'd be really fun. Where are you from? Russia? Oh, really? What's it like in Russia? Oh, yeah. What do you think of Putin? You work at the Kremlin? Oh, my God. What an amazing idea. What an amazing coincidence. What do you do there? Oh, that's got to be fun. Who do you talk to? You literally, your job as a spy would be just to have, nice conversations with people and try to get them to tell them stuff that you shouldn't get them to tell. I always thought if I wasn't an actor, it'd be really fun to be a spy. I just thought that'd be really cool. Like a spy that isn't ever in danger, because I'm also a coward. But I just think, could you imagine that? Your job is oh, I'm a spy in Fortnite. How cool would that be? I just hang out in Fortnite, try to get people to give the secrets away. But Vipop, couldn't you see yourself doing that as a job? I could totally see Vipop doing that. Just having casual conversations, then going huh, interesting. So what's the secret code to that, whatever? And the guy's like, yeah, I'll tell you, why not? And next thing you know, all those secrets are out because Vipop was actually a super spy in Fortnite. Although he's not in Fortnite anymore. He's playing some other stuff now. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool. What other things did I have to say? Speaking of Minecraft, have you guys heard of this thing called what is it called? The Forbidden Library or something? It's something like that. I'm looking it up right now. It is called the Uncensored Library. This is a Minecraft server where someone has hidden all of the documents and books and articles and things that have been censored in other countries. So the idea is you're just oh, I'm just going to go play Minecraft. And really, you're going to read a book that's been banned in your country. And I think there's books that have been banned in America that's on there as well. I just don't know what books are on there because I haven't set up my Minecraft server. But if anyone goes on and can check it out, I'd be very curious to know what are the books that are banned, that we're not allowed to read, or that aren't allowed to be read elsewhere. I just thought that was kind of a cool idea. And hiding it in a Minecraft server, how brilliant is that? Who's ever going to think that someone's oh, I'm just going to go play Minecraft? That no one's going to think that you're actually reading books that you're not supposed to read and stuff. I think it's kind of cool. And then the last thing that I will say on my email of awesomeness. No, there's two things actually. Second last thing. Prompt engineer. There's this article in Forbes magazine that says that potentially that could be a job. Your job could be coming up with great ways of writing prompts to get AI to do things. Because have you guys... Vipop, have you used ChatGPT at all? Have you used it for any school or anything? Don't get in trouble by saying the wrong thing, but I'm not saying get it write your essays for you. But I'm just curious, if it's being used at all. Or Fluffy the cat, have you used ChatGPT at all?
No, they blocked it on my school.
Oh, they blocked it at your school. Oh, really? So that's how. Interesting. But they don't block it on your phone, don't they? I mean, they can't block your phones. Anyway, that's the point. So you're not supposed to. So they don't want you to use it. They don't want you to use ChatGPT at all.
Yes.
I mean, I understand the concern. It's well, how are they going to learn anything if they just get the AI to do everything? But I just think it's funny. Elizabeth with a Z was saying there are just some great teaching. There's some great ways of using it for teaching as well. But I just think that it's like I say, I use it to bounce ideas off when I I always bounce ideas off my wife anyways, usually because she's way smarter than I am. But it's just kind of fun with the AI to come up with ideas and use it for that kind of stuff. But the way it works basically is you have to type in what you want. So you have to say write me so perfect example that I used this week. Write me a program that takes this web page and gives me a list of all of the websites on it. And then it spits out the code. And remarkably, it works pretty well. It doesn't do exactly what I needed, and I had to do a little bit of changes and stuff. But all the code was there. And that saves me all the time of going out, looking stuff up, cutting and pasting code from all over the place and putting it together. And not only that, it can actually explain what each piece of that Python code does for me. So to me, it's already revolutionizing computer programming. Like, I'm concerned about how we're going to teach that in school when it just makes more sense to say, ChatGPT, write me the code and explain what's going on here. And then you could use that to then make it do whatever you wanted to do. I mean, I understand the need to still learn how to think about logic and problem solving, all that kind of stuff. But the idea that the syntax of the program, basically what it allows you to do is say, this is the program I want you to write. And then it can write it in whatever programming language that you need it to be in, right? So I think that's really, really cool. Anyway, so they're saying that you could potentially be paid to take what someone wants to happen and to whittle that down into a little prompt that makes AI do what those people want you to do. And you can get paid. They're saying that term could be, you could become a prompt engineer. So it's a job that didn't exist like literally 2 years ago. This is a brand new job. And they're saying either it's going to be a job that there will, you will go to the prompt engineer and say, look, I'm trying to get this done. Can you sort that out for me? Or more likely, in my mind, it's kind of like Googling. Like, there are some people who are better at getting what they need out of Google than other people. I feel like it's just, I think that we're all going to have to become prompt engineers to some extent. We're all going to have to start thinking about how whatever we're doing can be done by AI and what the best and clearest way of conveying that to the AI is. So I just thought that was just the state of how fast these things are moving. The fact that within 2 years of this thing showing up, 2 or 3 years of it showing up in the mainstream world, it's already created a whole other potential job opportunity for people. Again, it may take away a lot of jobs as well, but I feel like, a great example of this is the last thing that was in my email of awesomeness this week, which is this wonderful architecture YouTube channel that did they did a battle between human architects and AI architects. And spoiler, AI wins on a lot of the stuff. But I thought it was fascinating how they did it, and the way they made the video is really fun. Like, it's just a really cute, fun little video. And I think they did a great job of sort of pulling it all together. So it's definitely worth looking at. But I feel like everyone out there, especially the Vibe Pups and Fluffy the Cats of the world, definitely worth looking into how AI affects the stuff that you're interested in doing in the future. Because I have a feeling that everybody eventually is going to be working with some kind of AI in some way, shape, or form, for good and bad, I'm sure, hackers. Oh my God. What about spies? What about AI spies? How about that? How creepy is that? I mean, if you think about it, we type a lot of information into, if you type a lot of stuff into Google in the same way you type a lot of stuff into ChatGPT. So, where's that data going? What kind of information could they get out of that? I wonder how many people go in and go like, they have a new company they're starting. They say like, I want a logo for a company that does this. I wonder if someone's smart enough to go into the logs of the ChatGPT stuff and start looking up what new companies are showing up and seeing how they can use that data to help position themselves better in the market and stuff. There's just a lot of neat ways. Oh, that is like in Westworld, is it? Like when the AI predicts the life of the Aaron Paul character. Really? I never watched Westworld. I started to watch it and I didn't get into it for some reason, which is weird because it seems like exactly my kind of thing. Sorry, I didn't describe that well. It just described it pretty well to me. An AI girlfriend-boyfriend program, but built by the NSA. Ooh, an AI girlfriend-boyfriend program, but built by the NSA. Really? I guess you could have, it would be, this is it. There's going to be a ton of fake people online. They've always said that, right? Like, you don't know who you're talking to when you're online. Fluffy the Cat could be, I don't know. Fluffy the cat could be a Russian spy for all we know. You're not, right, Fluffy the cat? See? Didn't answer. So potentially could be, in fact, a Russian spy. Vipup. Who knows? I've never met Vipup. What do I know from Vipup? He could be a spy for China. I don't know.
I'm not a spy for China.
But if you were a spy for China, that's exactly what you would say, Vipup.
You gotta take my word for it. I'm definitely not a spy for China.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I've only ever seen you in a raccoon suit. Like, I mean, that could be anything. But no. I'm obviously I'm joking. But the reality is, there's definitely something to be. I think from a spying and intelligence gathering perspective, the anonymity that is available, or the ability to fake being other people. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I watched a show. There's a great show on Netflix called Beef. I'm not sure. I don't know the Vipup and Wolfpup and Fluffy the cat will love it, but certainly I think the old folks like me might. There's a really great little scene there where, in the span of about 30 seconds on camera, a character on their phone creates a fake profile on Instagram, and uses it to DM the person that they're trying to get in touch with, and immediately tricks them into thinking that this is some beautiful supermodel woman who's interested in what they're doing. And I just thought, I was like, wow, that is so. I mean, maybe 5 years ago, they'd be like, you can't show that on television. That's like, it's going to tell people how to do that. The reality is, it's the norm now, I think, is that everyone just assumes, I mean, I'd be curious to know, like, how many bots, do you see bots on games and stuff, Vipup? Or Fluffy? Like, are you aware of them?
The only real bot that I've seen is when I played Team Fortress 2 once, and they're just like sniper bots that spin around and one-shot you.
Those aren't actually people using software. Those are just bots.
Those are like hackers. They bought servers and then just get them to do that, and then basically just makes the server unplayable.
And what's the advantage of that? Are they doing it just to take the server down, or are they what do they get out of it?
I think they just do it to take the server down.
So they're just being trolls.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Well, imagine what you could do if you were actually like a country or something. I mean, well, here's a perfect example. What about, like, I don't know if you've seen Twitter recently, but for a little while on Twitter, Elon Musk had that freaking Dogecoin thing up. Right? That's manipulating people, isn't it? I mean, and the number of bots I see on Twitter for NFTs and stuff. The worst mistake I ever did was putting blockchain in as one of my interests, because I was interested in NFTs and the potential from a I just again, future tech. I think it was fascinating, and I know that a lot of the Baz and a lot of his friends have been talking about these things. Well, of course, as soon as that hit my stream, I now spend this one I've sort of stopped doing the Twitter that a lot recently, but trying to get rid of all these NFT crypto bros who are trying to sell me things all the time, or, oh, this is going straight up, this is going to make money, you can't lose. Back in the days, we used to troll and kill Chinese farmer bots in World of Warcraft. Really? Oh, that's interesting. So there were bots that were just trying to earn World of Warcraft money of some sort, I guess. I mean, I know I remember reading articles years ago about, whole warehouses of people in different parts of the world playing games to get in-game currency to then turn into real currency. My McKay coin is going straight to the alpha site, but now, oh yeah, that McKay coin, anytime now, it's going straight to the moon, I still have a bunch of literally physical. I've got 150 Tech Bandits coins that I gotta get out there. I gotta get one to Fluffy the cat. I gotta get one to Vipup. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do.
What'd you say?
I've got these coins, these Tech Bandit coins, and I kind of wanted to have an NFT on them as well, so that Like it would just be kind of fun to have a digital version of it as well. Anyways, I gotta send a bunch of coins out at some point.
A whole bunch of coins.
You've got coins?
Yeah,
What kind of coins?
for the stream.
You got coins for the stream? Oh, you mean like Twitch coins? Like digital coins or real coins?
No, screen coins.
Screen coins. What is a screen coin?
It's on the computer. It's like when you do the when I watch the stream, I get coins.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I'm so bad. I never watch streams. I'm always like on the stream, but I'm never like watching the stream. Which is funny. Oh, I see. So you get coins. Oh, interesting. And then what do you spend the coins on? Like, what can you spend the coins on? You buy stuff?
I
with
never.
them?
Yeah.
Huh. Do Twitch sell things? People would totally buy the Tech Bandit coins. Yeah, a few people, I'm sure. I mean,
I just want to come in and say what the Twitch coins are. They're basically channel points where right now I can time out Cal for 5 seconds, and I can.
but it's a waste of money because she's never talking anyways.
Yeah, so basically I can get a free emote for 24 hours.
Right.
If you turn it into subscriber only mode, I can send one message. I can unlock a random subscriber emote. I can choose an emote to unlock for 24 hours. I can highlight one of my messages, which is where it's purple. And then I can
Oh,
time
that's
it.
why they stick out sometimes. That's why I see them better on some things than others. Of
Yeah,
course.
that's why you might have to make more of those, because I have 30,000. And
What?
I have nothing to do it with.
Well, what? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what you could do. It's just that. Well, if anyone's got ideas on that, please let me know because I don't like. That would be. Well, we used to have the little game at the front, the avatars game. I wonder if there's something we could do with that, or something like that. Have like some kind of a. Do people have ideas for what could you do with it? I'm curious to know what one can do with something like that.
Some people make it so a little notification comes up telling them to drink water and like stretch and fix your posture and stuff.
Oh God, I should fix my posture. That would happen all the time for me. And I'm never drinking water. I'm always drinking coffee. Although I do have a delicious pineapple drink today. Even though I'm allergic to pineapple, I'm drinking my pineapple drink. It turns out I'm only allergic to fresh pineapple, not it's the acidity or something in it. It's the, what do we call it? We decided something else we decided in the last stream. I think it was bromine or something. Hydrate. Oh, that's it. The hydrate. Oh my God, I do remember hydrate from way back when. I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, who knows? All right, so we got to find out what to do with them. Fluffy the cat has 1.6 thousand. That seems like a lot. How do I find out how many I've got?
You go on your stream and then you see how much coins you have.
Okay, I'm going on my stream to see how many. Because I bet you I've got some coins. Because I've been here for a while. All right.
I mean, I feel like you can give yourself some coins because you're the one that's streaming.
Oh, wait a second. I can give myself coins?
I mean, it makes sense that you can.
Oops, I got
and it makes sense that you could.
Okay, here I am. Where do I see coins? Where would I see coins on the screen if I'm looking at my stream?
It's where you see the chat. It's underneath the chat.
You should have infinite. It's because you're owning the channel.
Oh, really? I'm the one who gives out the coins?
No, you should have infinite. It's because you are the channel owner.
Oh, okay. I don't see.
You earn the channel points for different partners, and then when you're watching it, and then so if I'm watching your stream, I currently have 30,000 of them.
I need more.
Is that the gamification of things though? Is that like you want more even though you don't know what to spend the money on? Is there something I can do to make those points useful to people? Did I just freeze? I think I just froze. Or I just paused myself, one of the two. Or I just paused. Whoop, there you go. I see. I paused myself by accident. All right, what are the people said? More emojis. So I need to talk to Jack Jasper about more emojis. Okay. If you are subbed, you get more channel points. You can name them whatever you want. Beans, coins, rocks, cabbages. Why do we call them all that? Seriously, you even set them to ZPMs. Well, that was you have a ZPM as its icon. Yeah. Where do I see that? I don't see that for me. Yeah, I don't see that on mine. But that's funny. That's all Jack Jash was doing. That's Jack Jash's brilliance there. All right, we'll have to work out some more of those. We should get some. I should do some Tech Bandit coins on here as well. And maybe when you reach a certain number of Tech Bandits coins, you could submit them, and then that might be the kick in the pants I need to send you a coin or something like that. Rodney, this is ZPM, right? We have to deliver it to Atlantis. Thank you, Bora. That's
actually the thing. A streamer I used to watch, when we got 100,000 points, they would 3D print you a little dinosaur.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That is interesting. Okay. All right. Okay, I got to look into this. All right. Okay. So if anyone else has got other ideas, I like that. That's a good idea, though. If there's a way of giving stuff away with those points, I think that would be fun to do. And I will definitely talk to the Jack Jastra about doing another arts and crap stream, and we can maybe come up with some more emoticons or whatever they're called, emojis or whatever they. And then of course, I'm not even sure that I've put all the emojis that I'm supposed to put up, even where I'm supposed to put them, because I never figured that stuff out. There's too many. I just talk, and I'm like pretty. That's what I do. I just do talk and pretty. Now, I hate to do this, but my wife will soon be leaving, so I'm going to wrap up a little early. But in the meantime, I am very, very curious to hear what people's thoughts are about Fortnite for Unreal. So if Fluffy the Cat or VibePup wants to check it out and let me know. If not, I think next week, I might actually set it up so that I'll put it on my laptop and I'll stream. We'll do like a little play along thing where we can try to figure out how to make something Tech Bandit-ish, some kind of an island or something to play on. And I think it's real time. So I think you can log, like I think VibePup and Fluffy the Cat, you can actually log into Fortnite and be running around while I build the world that you're running around in, which is kind of neat. Like that's a neat feature, I think, especially if I can kill you whenever I feel like it. I kind of like the idea of that. You know?
Never need to get that harsh.
You don't think what? But I'm gonna be God. That's the fun part of it, isn't it? Like being able to be just like to be complete controller, like be a total jerk.
Do you think you're gonna be able to reach us? I feel like we're just gonna create the most stupid strategies to get away from you.
That's it. Well, yeah. I mean, we'd have to come up with no. I'm sort of teasing because the whole idea of it is that's no fun. I don't like.
Just get a tiny box and just hide away, and you wouldn't figure out how to get into the box.
It's
Or you
what
can
could you
crank
do?
90s.
Or you could what?
Crank 90s.
Crank 90s?
Yes.
Nobody knows what that means, buddy.
What does that mean?
It's a gamer term.
Is it a gamer term? What does it mean? I'm old. Look at me. What does crank 90s mean?
Is when you build really fast.
Oh, I see. So you crank 90s, that builds, so you build in a way that you're protected.
Yes.
Is that when you say crank 90s, do you mean, is that the one where they have like, where you use you use like a combination of keys and it puts up walls and ceilings and all that kind of stuff?
Basically,
Yes.
what cranking 90s is, you build a box with a stair in it, and you just go up really fast like that.
Oh, Baz used to do that to me. That's right. So it's like a little box, and you're glitching the game, right? Aren't you kind of like glitching your head through a little bit?
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
See? We're just basically AIs figuring out how to glitch
It's part of the game.
That's kind of cool, though. It is part of the game. Absolutely. No, I've seen it played. All right. Well, okay. If you could think of anything that we can do, if you've got any good ideas for games, I'm kind of thinking, could we do an escape room? That could be cool. Put you guys in a room, and you got to figure out how to get out with puzzles and crap. Or put me in a room. I'll have to figure it out. I'll never figure it out. I can't even figure out how to build the box, let alone get out of it. But that could be interesting. Like have like some kind of a puzzle or a maze system or something. I mean, there's got to be. I'm curious. I'll have to look. I'm going to look online and see what other people are doing. Look what other people are building. It'd be kind of fun to see what the most popular Unreal for Fortnite game is currently. Like, where are people at with it? Like, what? Actually, you know what? I can look that up right now because I'm in such a rush. I just want to make sure I see my wife off because she's going to look really good because she'll be all dressed up for this thing. And I'll be all sweaty and gross because I've been walking around all day. All right, so Fortnite. No, was it Unreal? Unreal for Fortnite. Top games. How's that? Let's see what that says. All right. Fortnite players are already making incredible things. Okay, but are they making incredible money as well? That's what I want to know. Not that it's all about money, but okay, let's see what they've said. Okay, this week, Epic Games revealed Unreal Editor for Fortnite, a tool set that expands the blah, blah, blah. Players have wasted no time offering glimpses into using the new tools for everything from recreating scenes from famous games like Grand Theft Auto 5 to dreaming up entirely new experiences. Let's see what else it's got. Okay, wait a second. Fortnite player Lucas7Yashi created Toad Harbor from Mario Kart. What else happened?
Mario Kart.
So there's Mario Kart tracks. There's Counter-Strike levels.
Mario Kart.
What was that?
Mario Kart.
What did I say?
Mario. You said Mario Kart.
Is it Mario?
Yes.
Mario. I'm never going to get that right. I've always said Mario. I guess because we had a restaurant here called Mario. Eastside Mario's we used to have. Mario's. Okay, Mario's. Mario Kart Race. Okay, tracks. Okay. Counter-Strike levels. And a giant Shrek. Someone made a giant Shrek. That's interesting. Recreation of the GTA, Grand Theft Auto 5's Grove Street, Titanfall, Metal Gear. Holy crap. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Interview, Epic co-founder. That doesn't sound that exciting to me. Does any of that sound? None of that sounds particularly groundbreaking to me. Does that? Like,
that takes you a very long time. That takes you a very long time to build.
Does it?
Yes.
I mean, to build a lot of... Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff... I feel like I'd want to start really simple. Like, I think I'd want to... Like, I think my first project in Unreal for Fortnite would be to create a soccer field. I think that literally... Like, I think I want to see if you can put a soccer field in, and then maybe there's like a timer or something, or you have to get a certain number of soccer... You have to score a certain number of goals or something. I don't even know if that works, but...
It takes you a very long time to make that clock.
Is the clock? Well, I don't think so, though, because I think you could drag and drop the clock in, right? They've got clock towers and everything.
Yeah, but those things don't move.
Oh, they don't move. Oh, things that move? But I imagine some of them have mechanics in them that you can probably program. Actually, look, that's something that would be something I'd love to find out about. So if you want to look at that, please do. Yeah, I feel like, and then of course someone will want to do a Stargate. Of course, someone's going to definitely want to add a Stargate to it somehow. We had Stargate in Minecraft for a while that we played with. I don't remember. There was something else we had a Stargate in. I can't remember what it was. But I wonder how long it'll take someone to figure that out. Okay, my dog is looking is hunkered down, looking in the window at me, making me feel guilty. All right, everyone, I should run. Fluffy the Cat, thank you for joining us today. And I'm curious to see what you make of Unreal Fortnite, because I think there could be some stuff there for you. Have a look, see what you think. Especially as someone who's actually still playing it, you're probably going to be way better than any of us at it already because you're still playing them. I haven't played forever. You know, Cal, I used to have to save Cal all the time. Cal and I used to play together, and I would just be constantly pulling her out of firefights and keeping her alive. It was really sad, but it was cute. She was very appreciative. Very appreciative.
Well,
yeah.
By the way, people got way better.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
if they've been playing the whole time, you know that I've still got the original skins, right?
Yes,
way back.
people still use them.
Happy early birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, when is my birthday? It's coming up sometime.
You don't know your own birthday?
Well, I can never. I know the date. I just don't know what. It's the 18th. But what are we at now? The 13th. When you get to my age, birthdays are they're just sort of, you know, I've had so many of them at this point. Unless there's really good presents, I don't care. So, you know. And my dad, I told you my dad's present to me was a blood pressure cuff. Like literally for a birthday. Imagine getting a birthday present, getting medical equipment. So I get to, he's like, I want you to check your blood pressure on a regular basis. We had some very, well, I shouldn't say it. I was gonna share some news that I shouldn't. But someone close to us has had a very nasty stroke, and so everyone's worried about everyone else's blood pressure, and apparently everyone's worried about my blood pressure. I was like, come on, I'm so chill, and I eat so healthily. I'll be fine. All right, everyone. So thanks again, Fluffy the Cat. Vibe Pup, as always, dude. A pleasure. And if anyone's got any ideas for for what to do with the coins that Fluffy the Cat's discovered for me, then please let me know. I'll look into some emoticons or whatever they're called. What do you call them? Emojis? Emoticons? Mario?
Emojis.
Emojis. Okay. So if I get some more emojis, we should get like a Vibe Pup emoji, and we should get like a Fluffy the Cat emoji. What about that? Should add those to the link. And then, so I want that, and also anything to do with Fortnite. I'm really curious to see what's happening with Fortnite, or even Unreal Engine. I was thinking about maybe even just skipping the Fortnite part of it and just going straight to the Unreal Engine platform, because it just looked so cool. But I feel like Fortnite might be... I kind of like the idea of having something that's playable very quickly, and I'm not sure if that's possible in Unreal Engine, but I know it's possible in Fortnite, because, as I say, I could be working on it while Fluffy the Cat is destroying my work. I could be building stuff, you know, while Vibe Pup is getting larger and larger weapons, because we know that Vibe Pup is a complete pacifist and doesn't like guns. You know, I think there's some neat potential there to be playing. All right, everyone, be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Until we geek again, I will say cheerio and huzzah! And make sure you sign up for the email of awesomeness, because that's where I get all my ideas. That's where I share all my ideas. And as I say, I think I'm going to be avoiding some social media for a while, because it's kind of dragging me down. I don't know what it is. It's just bugging me. It's bugging me these days.
That has been happening to everyone. So
is it happening to everyone? So it's not just me. So do you think everyone's going to dump social media?
Probably.
I wonder.
Not really.
I don't know. Like, I'm both. Yeah. I'm scared to give it up to some extent because of my work. Like, I feel like because of acting, I feel like I need to sort of be out there and saying hi to people. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. That Elon Musk guy's weird. I just find him very, very weird. Oh, by the way, Fluffy the Cat, I haven't talked to you since. Thank you so much for the care package. Holy cow. That is the best dark chocolate I've ever freaking had. And Baz's girlfriend ate all of my Takis, just so you know. All of them. Not all of them, but certainly a chunk of them. She's like, these are really good. I was like, hey, those are mine. Luckily, I got a bunch of them. They're really good. They were like limey and spicy. What else was there? Oh my God, the chocolate pretzels. Dude, you got the best taste, but poor Elizabeth was like stuck with carrying all this heavy stuff. You know?
You should see the email to me right now. It's like he wants me to suffer.
Oh, really? So next time it's got to be even heavier.
It's like evil happy nod that I suffered.
Yeah, well, I think she suffered because that stuff. I picked up that bar of chocolate, and I swear to God, I was like, is Fluffy the Cat smuggling gold into the country or something? It was so heavy, but man, it was good dark chocolate. Oh, so good. I love that stuff. I just broke my pen. All right. This is me being really good about leaving when I say that I'm going to. So again, thank you, Fluffy the Cat. You definitely do not need to do that next time, because I've had all the calories I could possibly need. But I very much appreciate it. That was one bag of deliciousness, is all I can say. One crazy huge bag of deliciousness. All right. Thank you, everyone. Cheerio! I'm ending the stream as soon as I find the big button that says stop streaming, which will be interesting because I can't find it right now. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Bye!